Hey guys, happy Thursday. I'll be starting off here. Hey guys, good morning, happy Thursday, and welcome to PsychCandy for September 8th. It's so good to see you, Graciela, Mark, Ali, Deanna, everybody watching out in YouTube land, welcome. I have missed you guys. My schedule this week has just been absolutely crazy, and I wasn't able to pop on here for the last couple of days, but what I'm giving you is today and tomorrow, they go together, and we have been talking a lot about, obviously, relationships and toxicity, and the two things I'm going to be really focused on over the next couple of days, partially by request, but we're going to be talking about the destructive aspects from being in narcissistic relationships and what that toxicity brings. But today I'm kind of going in reverse order because we're going to talk about the effects that happen, and that is gaslighting. And today's show is the pretty glow of gaslights. Now, I do want to mention to you guys, before I get started here, Saturday, me and the lovely Miss Graciela are going to be bringing you a very epically cool show. It's going to be part of the Energy Garden, Saturday, 2 o'clock, right here. Me and Graciela, we're going to dive into some really cool things, and we're going to teach you all the aspects about unpacking your spirit. So don't miss that. Share it, invite people. I really want to have a good crowd for that show. Gaslighting. Now let's face it, there is nothing pretty about gaslights. And they are those glorious people who try to control others through manipulation, and they often accuse you of behaviors that they themselves are engaged in. This is a classic manipulation tactic. Now, I like to describe gaslighting as a series of manipulation tactics used to discredit you, devalue you, keep you off balance, and have you question your own true reality. The gaslighter uses these tactics in order to kind of get revenge or be vindictive in order to gain control over you. Now, a few of these tactics are going to be that they blatantly lie. They pit you against friend or family members, working to align others against you, telling others that you're the one that's crazy, unstable, and lying about the things they said and did, even though you swear those things happened. Telling you that they don't like your family and friends, but for very vague reasons, you know. Gaslighters also will a lot of times cheat in relationships, yet accuse you of cheating. They'll accuse their victims of being addicts when they're the true addicts, or accuse their victims of manipulation when they're the ones who manipulate. Gaslighters will accuse others of these actions even when there is direct evidence that they are engaged in the same behaviors. So why do they do this? Well, they are making preemptive strikes and or projecting on you. Let's talk about that for a minute. A preemptive strike. Let's say the gaslighter is cheating. They are planning secret meetings with their lovers and getting a rush from it. You know, they're invested in keeping up the charade. So to keep you off kilter, they start accusing you of cheating. The goal here is to keep you so busy defending yourself and being emotionally distraught that you don't have enough time to pay attention to the gaslighter's own behavior. So by accusing you, the gaslighter has bought themselves time. The gaslighter can go as far as claiming they saw you out with someone, when in fact you were at home, waiting for them to show up late from work one night. You know, the gaslighter has you in that moment in a bind, as you can't prove that something never happened. But you try to prove to them that you did nothing wrong, though whatever evidence you produce is not good enough for the gaslighter. So you become more concerned about being falsely accused rather than paying attention to what their behavior is. That's that cycle. That's what they want you to get locked into. You know, the gaslighter may even present evidence, their quote unquote evidence, to others of, of being manipulated by you, by their victim. And this evidence may be completely fabricated by the gaslighter, or they, take facts and manipulate them or forgets to share them. So for example, the gaslighter tells your friend that you are cheating because you claimed you were working late a few nights this week. Now, you actually were working late a few nights this week to earn some extra money in overtime. But the gaslighter conveniently leaves this part out, when they're bad-mouthing you to your friends or whatnot. Now, when you remind them that you told them you were going to be working late, they deny you ever told them. And then bring up another reason why they are convinced that you're the one cheating. Again, this is to throw you off balance. This is so that you're not focused and you are not paying attention to what they're doing. Let's say, for example, that the gaslighter in your life is addicted to heroin. You suspect that they've stolen money from you to feed their addiction. Before even getting a chance to confront them, the gaslighter calmly tells you that they are concerned that you're an alcoholic. All right? So you immediately go into defense mode, as no one has ever accused you of this before. And so it's a shock. It throws you into a tailspin. The gaslighter brings up times where they knew that you were drunk, yet you don't recall any of these times. And then they may even accuse you of blacking out and claims that's why that you can't remember anything. So you start questioning your own sanity, and this is the exact goal that they want. So meanwhile, the gaslighter, they keep using, they keep stealing, they keep doing all of these things. That is the vicious, toxic cycle that happens. So besides direct contact with the victim and their family and friends, the gaslighter also uses social media as a way to accuse and deflect from their own behavior. They know that once something is posted on social media, that information travels very quickly, as we all know this. Gaslighter is also in a position of, power on social media by never having to answer questions about the truth of their claims, thus perpetuating their lie. They just keep mounting. They keep layering. Let me get into the aspect of projecting. You know, they may accuse you of being manipulative because they are projecting in one of the most commonly used defense mechanisms. I can't own up to my behavior, so I'm going to put it on you. So while a preemptive strike is a gaslighter's conscious choice to manipulate you for their gain, projection can take place on a conscious or unconscious level. So while some gaslighters are very aware that they are putting their behavior on someone else to get what they want, some who are projecting are not aware that they are doing it. In either case, projection is an unhealthy behavior, and that shouldn't be tolerated either. Some gaslighters unconsciously project out of guilt and shame. So in the case of narcissistic personality disorder, narcissists feel that they are totally okay, and they think that everyone else has a problem. This is called egocentric behavior. It is very difficult to get a narcissist gaslighter to get help through counseling because they think that you're the one that has the problem, not them. Projecting behavior can get to the point where a gaslighter delusionally believes that they are being persecuted by you, by their victim, when in fact the opposite is true. So whatever the origin of the gaslighter's accusatory behavior, they are still 100% responsible for it. Treat all cases of accusations towards you as what they are, which is accusations, not facts. There's no need to spend extra energy trying to defend yourself because it's never going to be good enough. So instead, take a hard look at whether the behavior the gaslighter accuses you of is actually something that they are doing, not you. Don't let smoke and mirrors get in the way of uncovering what their behavior is and what they're doing. Manipulation of you and others by way of accusation and distraction. That's what they do. That is the tactic. And listen, when you're dealing with these kind of people, it can be one of the most destructive people. It would be the most destructive partner that you could get in, ranking up there with pure on narcissistic sociopaths. So it's important that you learn the signs. We want to learn these things. I have people asking me all the time, first off, let's cover this for a second. Oh, he's a narcissist. Oh, she's a narcissist. Well, people, we are all human beings, and we all operate in some small percentage of being narcissistic at some time in our life. Okay? The difference is this, that most human beings have that part of the brain that actually understands compassion, that actually understands emotion, that you actually have a heart because you're a decent person. We're all human. We all make mistakes sometimes or say something, off the cuff and, maybe hurt somebody's feelings or something like that. Okay, well, that's technically can fall into that narcissistic kind of behavior, but it's such a low percentage for the general mass that, you're not a full-blown narcissist. So the difference is that a full-blown narcissist or even a narcissistic sociopath, they don't have that part of the brain. That part that can reason, that you could sit somebody down and say, hey, you just did this and you just hurt me. They don't really care. There is not that part in the brain that they can see what they did was wrong. What they're seeing in that moment is how you are wrong. And let me tell you something. You will always be wrong. It will always be your fault. They will never actually feel responsible. And if they give you any kind of statement, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, Graciela, I'm so sorry I hurt your feelings. I don't mean it. I'm saying what I think Graciela needs to hear in that moment. I don't mean any of it, So they go through those actions because, let me do what's going to be socially acceptable. Let me act in a way that my victim. So in my example right now, I would go and I would want to make sure that Graciela's friends who knew me, they're going to see my actions. Therefore, I'm going to try to flip this so that this is all Graciela just being weird, and you're the one that's kind of, you need to take a breath and back up. No, it's all the narcissist. So we have to be careful of that because this is where people fall into. And if you have a pattern of being with people like this, being with the ones that gaslight you constantly, if you don't resolve and build a pattern to understand it so that you know how to deal with it, chances are you're going to go from that bad relationship right back into another relationship that is similar. So when people go, I deal with this every week. I deal with this every week with people. People that have gone from one narcissistic relationship to another one, to another one, it's the pattern. You've got to break that pattern because you've made yourself almost become numb to the actions. You're no longer looking at others' behaviors because everybody has beaten you down so much to make you have to constantly watch your behaviors. So now you think, well, yeah, yeah, it was mostly my fault why we broke up. Yeah, it's just that, and whatever. No relationship's perfect, so I'm just gonna go. So I've conditioned myself that this is just what I'm used to, and I'm gonna go right back into it again. No, 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 no. Break the cycle. Take that pause. Don't go from relationship to relationship, especially when you're coming out of a bad one. Have that space, have that time. Let yourself actually process what has happened and look at all the behaviors involved, their behaviors, your behaviors, everybody's behaviors, and then deal with that. Let yourself heal from that. Nobody likes to deal with all this. Nobody wants to be gaslit. Nobody wants to deal with a narcissist. Nobody wants to deal with all that. So don't, because you deserve better. So always know that you deserve better. Nobody deserves to be demeaned and degraded and put down and made it everything is your fault. No. We're all human, and yes, we all make mistakes, so we own our mistakes. But most of us are not narcissistic sociopaths, thank God. But we have to deal with them through life, be it with friends, be it with work people, be it with our partners. We meet people sometimes, but learn these tactics we just talked about. Learn how to identify when somebody is being this way, and then run the other direction. Guys, I hope you were able to pull something good from this today. Use this and apply it in some fashion. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the actual destruction that happens in our mind and in our life tomorrow. And tomorrow's show is narcissistic destruction. So please catch that. It's kind of the pseudo part 2 of today. All right. I also want to remind you again, please join Graciela and myself Friday for the Energy Garden at 2:00 p.m. as we dive into unpacking your spirit. We're going to teach you how to find and build into like the magic and energy that we all have and how to use that in a positive, Unpacking your spirit means let's unpack it so we can see everything that's there and learn how to use it in the best healthy possible way for ourselves, for those around us, for the things that we tackle in our life and all those things. So don't miss that show. Guys, have a blessed and amazing rest of your Thursday. I will see you tomorrow at 11:30. I appreciate all of you so very much. Deanna, Graciela, Mark, Ali, thank you so much for being here, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. And until next time, be happy, be healthy, and most importantly, be you.
It's no secret